What's up, y'all? Welcome back to The Process. Today I want to talk about something very important because I don't think that it's talked about enough, which is how to have a strong and powerful rest ethic. Instead of always focusing on how strong our work ethic is, it's just as important to recognize that you can't have a strong work ethic without a strong rest ethic. This is so counterintuitive to all the information that you hear out in the world today, where it's constant hustle and grind and go and waste no time. And while some of those things are valid, it's not realistic to act as if that's the only mode you can be in order to succeed along whatever your journey you're on. The whole point doing what you're doing and becoming good at what you're doing is that it takes time. With it taking time requires a great deal of patience. It doesn't make sense to think that you will grind nonstop without rest or break until you arrive at your destination. It doesn't work like that. What ends up happening if you go into overdrive for too long is that it's not a matter of if, but it's when you will burn out. Your creative energy, your tanks, it'll just diminish. Eventually you'll end up crashing. Crashing is not ideal. Crashing involves, think about it, driving your car into a wall and then thinking that you're just going to be able to pick back up where you left off. No, if you crash, there's an aftermath to that, versus if you know that it's important to take breaks and it's important to rest when your body tells you to rest. I say that with sincerity because I've had a mindset myself even where I feel like I need to be in overdrive all the time. I feel as if I have to be in survival mode, which is not a great mode to be in, even if it propels you to actually get work done. Instead of striving for things, you always want to be in more of a stride for things. When you're striving for something, oftentimes you're not paying attention to yourself and what you need physically and mentally, but also you're not approaching or doing what you need to do in a relaxed and calculated manner. Versus if you think about being in stride, when you're in stride, you are in flow and you are in calculated motion and you're aware of yourself and you know how to approach the next thing in a way that is less chaotic and sporadic. Being in stride is like being in the pocket. It's like being in that flow state where you are just grooving, but you're not unaware of what your life requires in regards to physical health, emotional health, and all the other things that happen within your life. It can be so difficult to snap yourself out of a frame of mind that's always striving, because we live in a world where we bask in the idea of what it means to constantly be on the move. And we glorify people who grind nonstop and work 24 hours and sacrifice all these things just to get to whatever the result is. But oftentimes what you don't see behind the scenes, the amount of sacrifice it requires to actually do that. I think that we have developed this false truth where we believe that the only way to succeed is if you go along that path. And I just don't believe that that's true. What good is it to be along a journey if you're miserable the entire time? Why would you ever want to sacrifice your interpersonal and external relationships that you have with yourself and with others just to reach whatever destination? Why sacrifice yourself along the way? Your body does require a great deal of attention in order to continue to pursue whatever you're pursuing at a degree of excellence that I'm sure you require of yourself if you set high standards for yourself. We disassociate the word weakness from rest, and instead we replace weakness with strength. I want to reiterate that even though we live in a world that expects that you are going nonstop, you will not sustain yourself if you do not take the necessary time to recharge your batteries. No one is immune from burnout. The sooner you can recognize and set boundaries for yourself within how you create and execute, the better off you'll be, because you have to be able to lean in to your passion and lean out. And if you can get into a rhythm of leaning in and leaning out on a routine basis, the journey that you're on will feel so much more empowering. Ideally, whatever your passion is, hopefully you want to do it for the long haul and not just for a moment in time. Excellence can only be developed over time. That has to be the crux of where your attention is. How do I sustain myself long term? How do I make sure that I arrive with the same amount of excitement that I had when I started at the end. I want to just encourage you to know that taking ample rest, taking care of yourself, is a form of self-appreciation and sustainability. You'll be better for it. That's all I wanted to say today. Have patience with yourself. Know that you will get there. Take care of yourself and rest when necessary. All right, until next time, we'll see you.